The ballot for the November midterms is all but set following Tuesday's runoff elections in Oklahoma. Voters chose their candidates in 6 statewide races this week, including both U.S. Senate races. But perhaps the most consequential battle will decide who the state's next superintendent of public instruction will be: Republican Ryan Walters or Democrat Gina Nelson. Taylor Jackson joins us now with more on that. Taylor?
Rich, Ryan Walters and Gina Nelson will offer voters very different visions for what they hope to accomplish as state superintendent of public instruction.
It's my honor to introduce to you the next state superintendent of education, Ryan Walters.
While Ryan Walters was celebrating his 6-point victory over Shawnee Public School Superintendent April Grace in Bricktown Tuesday night, Democrat Gina Nelson was preparing for another day of school.
During the day, I'm focused on my students because I'm still in the classroom. We have a tremendous teacher shortage right now, and so my teacher heart will not allow me to leave the classroom at this time. And then afterwards, we're going to make sure that every single voice is heard in this state and make sure that we're protecting our public schools, making sure that they know that they're going to be invested in.
Nelson teaches 6th and 7th grade English at Classen SAS Middle School and says she leaves school each afternoon and hits the campaign trail. Walters currently serves as Governor Kevin Stitt's Secretary of Education.
What we've seen tonight is a mandate from Oklahoma voters. Governor Stitt's education vision and school choice is going to happen in the state of Oklahoma.
Governor Kevin Stitt, who is running for a second term, was on hand to celebrate Walters' win.
I feel great. It is a fantastic day in Oklahoma. The parents have spoken that they want this guy as their next state superintendent of education.
Not all parents, of course. On Tuesday night at the Oklahoma City Stockyards, April Grace and her supporters remained hopeful that the results would turn in her favor.
I'm looking at a room full of difference makers. I'm looking at a room full of people that make an impact every day in local communities. And what I know is we're going to keep making that impact. Remember, I tell our staff all the time, every kid comes to us with a gift, a uniqueness, and a dream. Our job is to unwrap the gift, discover the uniqueness, and breathe life into the dream. And that's what we're going to keep doing. I love every one of you, and I am so grateful for your support.
And while Grace did pull supporters in rural counties like Woodward and Custer County, Walters' supporters in urban counties helped carry his momentum. Tulsa and Oklahoma County voting trends were similar. In Tulsa, Walters received roughly 57% of the votes, while Grace only brought in about 43%. In Oklahoma County, Walters brought in more than 55% of the votes, while Grace remained about 10% shy of making up the difference. That, coupled with Walters' 7,000 vote lead in absentee ballots, secured his victory over Grace.
I'm very excited about tonight, and again, that's what I keep hearing from parents, is they're excited about the race we've run, they're excited about the vision we've put forward, and they truly believe that's what's best for Oklahoma students.
I don't know that you can ask for a more supportive group of friends and family, and I feel incredibly blessed. You know, as a first-time candidate, we fought hard. We didn't have a governor's endorsement, and we raised as much money as him. I didn't have special interest groups paying for all my stuff. So,
Grace says she will continue to fight for Oklahoma education.
You know, education is not a Democrat or Republican issue. It is an issue that affects every single one of us. And I am not running for myself. I'm not running for a party. I'm running for all of us.
And we are going to continue to fight back on the Biden administration and unions and empower parents so that every child can achieve their God-given potential in the state of Oklahoma.
Walters says he plans to focus his campaign on teacher unions, teacher pay, and critical race theory.
It's unfortunate that the teachers union has lied to teachers. The reality is the CRT law in the state says you can't tell a student that they're racist because of the color of their skin. We want all of history taught. We want students to know about American history.
Walter and Nelson, who was named Oklahoma Teacher of the Year in 2020, have distinctly different views on teacher unions.
The National Teachers Union and the State Teachers Union need to quit misleading teachers.
The first thing is that we have to tell the truth. And the truth is that if you want to join a union or an association, you have to opt in. So the executive orders and all of the hoopla that's going on right now is just not the truth.
Nelson says she will emphasize the importance of public school funding and teacher retainment in her campaign.
One of the things that we have to make sure that we do is pay our professional educators like professionals. Another thing is that we need to bring respect back to the profession, and we need to make sure that they know that they are supported because our kids' futures depend on having great teachers in those classrooms.
And that's the message Nelson will share with Oklahoma voters for the next 2.5 months and hopes that it will be her celebrating at the podium on November 8th.
There have been reports of some educators threatening to walk out of their classrooms if Ryan Walters is elected in November.